some cornstarch. And then you're supposed to let this just marinate for about 20 minutes, but we don't have 20 minutes, so. We have that there. I have the garlic and ginger, so I'm going to julienne the ginger. Some garlic. Okay, so I have that. So I want to just toast off the peanuts first, but then you got to season the wok first. And then I told someone earlier, the stove, I mean, you see how kind of strong it is, and that's really, I think, what you need for stir fry. I bought it at the Wok Shop. All right, it's wokshop.com. It's in San Francisco. You get them. It's $85. So I think it's a really good deal. The woks were about 50 or 60 things. So you want to season the wok first. So really what they were doing is taking actually a good amount of oil. Get up the sides a little bit, you're going to get a little bit of haze. And of course when you have the regular wok stoves, it's a little bit easier. I'm going to toast off the peanuts a little bit. And again, this would be something you have done already. I'm afraid to set this thing off. Little red chilies, so some more heat. Now realistically I could have started with the ginger and garlic first and just kind of season that up first. So the Szechuan peppercorns, and I'll leave a couple in there. I want to pass that around. Soy, chicken stock, your slurry, and then wipe the counter off, leaving the green onion. And that's really about it. Let's use that plate. Now the other thing when I was over there, what I thought, and I never really, I guess, knew, is the food had a lot of oil on it, right? And I always thought, when I saw it here, I said, well, they're just putting too much oil on it. But that's the way it was explained to me. They want it that way. It's basically you have that hot chili oil and this thing, and the food is actually, because you're using chopsticks, you're not digesting that oil, it's kind of going through and flavoring it. So I thought that part was interesting. We did 2 different hot pots while we were over there. We did one that the base was actually sesame oil and beef fat, right? And your dipping sauce was sesame oil. So that hot pot, you didn't take the broth, you just heated your items in it. The other one was actually mutton and lamb and so on, which also surprised me. I didn't realize that much lamb was used. And that was in Beijing, and that's where you did with the broth and everything else at the same time. But you'll see all that in the DVD piece there. So that's that dish. The last dish, and hopefully we'll do it some justice, is a steamed fish. The trick of the steamed fish was, bring back that wok. The trick of the steamed fish was, we all know what it is. It was really the freshness of the fish. The fish came out of the tank within 1 minute. It was in the steamer. It was cleaned and in the steamer. I mean, just amazing. They actually pulled all the everything out through the mouth and the gills, so one little slit and so on. And that's going to be on, you'll see it on the DVD. It would just, I mean, to me that just, those masterful skills of just doing that and pulling that out like that. What I'm doing is kind of making it more for what we would do. This one's skinless. It might be hard to pick up. I would probably leave the skin on. But it is actually very simple. So if you have a great piece of fish, just flavor it with a little bit of green onion. The fish fillet would go on top. And basically what they did is just lay some ginger slices on there. You want to open the other stuff for me? Now, with everyone with, you're talking about health and so on, how people are eating, this is something actually much healthier for you, much better to eat. That's just water. That's just water. And then they'd have a cover that gets fit tight. Just have a regular cover that fit over. It works. But this works. Just steam a few minutes, and then we're going to do it with a black bean sauce. So something very simple. So I have some rice wine vinegar, some stock again, sugar, garlic, ginger, fermented black beans or salted black beans. Green onions, and of course a little bit of vegetable oil. So this would continue to go, it's not going anywhere yet. So I'll finish the sauce with that. The other thing I didn't say there, that's won 2 James Beard Awards, that DVD series. And I guess there's one in England or Europe, a Tully Award. James Beard is the one I know about, so. So again, I want to season the wok. Usually when you do this, there's usually enough oil left in the pot to start your items going. So I have a little bit of garlic, some ginger, some green onion, all that fragrance out of there with that. Your stock. So I use some of our chicken broth. Just make a little. Black beans. A little bit of sugar. I'm going to lightly thicken it now. And do one more thing before we're done with that. So the juice and all that stuff you think you'd save, basically they got rid of all the juice the fish cooked in. The green onion, got rid of. Slice it onto a clean plate. I have my sauce, but before I do that, so I have some green onions here. Good amount of green onions. And just hold this pan real quick. This one, so it doesn't tip over. The other part they did it actually gave a lot of flavor. Also added back some calories to it. Is they heated some oil in the wok. Splatter all over. You hear that just over the green onions, all that flavor would permeate. And then the black bean sauce. And then you had a steamed fish. So that was your steamed fish. I think my guy soaked my black bean. Okay, so those are 3 recipes that are on the DVD.